Like, how personal is this EP for you? Because some of these songs sound like you had to gather yourself when you got the move.
No, literally, like, I really, I really, like, you're good. I feel like I wanted to, like, keep it believable, and the only way that I can do that is, like, just put it all out there. Mm-hmm. So even, like, now, as I'm promoting this, like, the guy that I wrote the song about is like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, telling all our business type thing, but it's more like, I don't want to hold anything back, you know? Because that's what real artists do. They talk about what's fresh on their heart. So, yeah, it is really personal. And even, like, me talking about, like, this other situation with the guy who's spinning on me and stuff, like, that's all stuff that I'm just like, all right, let me just tell it. Like, these are the things I tell my girls. Like, they know what's happening in my life. And I want to, like, let everybody into my life, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's where the best product comes from.
Definitely. So you would think the motivation for your music would be your actual real life and the things that you're going through, your friends are going through. That's how you gather the motivation for your music?
Yeah, definitely. Conversations and feelings. Like, just, I feel like another thing that is very common is just like this confusion, like this back and forth. Like, one day I think I know who I am, and next day, like, I'm switching sides on myself, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like a double back type of song where I'm like, it's just me. I'm the inconsistent factor, you know what I'm saying? And trying to figure out what I'm doing with you. It's not you. I literally don't know myself enough, you know? So, yeah, I feel like it's my conversations with my friends, but also, like, I want every song to be useful, you know? And I don't want to make a song that's just going to trend. Like, I want to be able to be doing this when I'm 50, you know? Yeah. Timeless.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes time.
I have a question. I have a question for you. So how do you build up the courage? Hey, Coco.
Hey, girl.
How do you build up the courage to show your vulnerability, though? Because a lot of people, sometimes it's hard for us as humans, you know, to show that side. Yeah. So what is it for you that builds that courage up when you hit that booth?
That's a good question, because I do be nervous as hell. I do have to take a little drink. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay. But I feel like, what's the alternative? Hold back, and then people not believe what I'm singing, and that's what I'm promoting when I'm going around, because these songs, nobody else got to sell them but me, you know? So what's the alternative to not being authentic? It's just putting on another act, and this ain't no TV show.
I hear that. So do you have like an alter ego, like this, like a side of like Coco? You know how a lot of artists is like, okay, I'm so damn. I got to turn to somebody else next. I got to get into my fields. I got to be vulnerable. I got to get my girls right. And so like, do you have like another side?
Well, you know, so people are starting to learn this a lot more, but my real name is Courtney. Okay. So I feel like me being Coco is me getting into that bag, like being fearless and dominating and captivating and doing the role or singing the song to the best of my ability, performing and working hard and, you know, just being unstoppable. But me, Courtney, I still feel like I'd be like, girl, what are we doing? You know, like, sometimes I'm just figuring it out, you know? But Coco is that girl.
And we love that girl.
When it comes to, like, your studio process, do you write when you're, like, in the studio, or do you pre-write? Like, can you tell us the process of, you know, making the magic?
It really depends. Like, the more comfortable I get with producers, the more I'm like, here's a voice note. Sorry, it's 3 a.m. Can we build something to this? I'll see you tomorrow. You know, like, I'll just, like, throw curveballs because I hear things in my head, and I'm like, dang, this would be dope. But I need, like, collaborative producers and writers to, like, help me make that real. But it either starts off like that, or it starts off in the studio, like we're inspired by a track or a concept, or we're just talking, and that just leads into something we build around just a subject matter, you know?
So, quick question. You asked us what we like. What's your favorite song on the EP?
Oh, these are good questions. My favorite song, it really depends on the day. Crazy for me is fire. Like, I feel that record is really big. But Double Back is one of my favorites as well. I mean, they all my favorites. That's why they out. But
Why is that one like
Crazy for me?
both?
Well, I'm a performer, and I love like when I write a song, if I can see it on stage and it looks bigger than life. Even ICU is bigger than life on a different, more beautiful, like, performing type of scale. But Crazy for me is giving 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, like I want to hit that choreo. I just want it to be big and like dancers and lights, and it's so dramatic too, the way the song even starts. So I like that it's giving like drama. And Double Back is just like more like a personal song that I love, and it still has that nostalgic knot to it that I feel like that's the type of song that will unite generations, you know?
Yeah.
Going back to your Common EP, work with Nita's on this project. You also got a call from Babyface. I know you got a new, placement on that. So, how's it feel to talk and work with a legend in R&B like Babyface?
Yeah, Babyface is iconic. Like, you can definitely tell the people that are meant to be here and deserve this slot. You know what I'm saying? He has such a huge catalog, and I think what I really liked about working with him is just seeing his creative impulses and the choices that he makes when he gets behind the mic. And also, I really respected that, like, he didn't try to, like, run the show because he's Babyface. He was like, what's up? Like, tell me about your life. Like, tell me a story. And then from there, like, we built this song, and, like, he let me have my opportunity to, you know, contribute as well. You never know what you're getting when you walk in there with a legend. They might be like, girl, sit down, newbie, you know? But it was really collaborative, and he's just so kind and normal guy, you know?
I have a question for you, Coco.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I mentioned was your authenticity, you know, with your vocals, with your songs, with your range.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it for you to be authentic in this industry?
I think things can sound the same, you know? And for me, I don't want to do anything unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want, because I feel like too, because there's so much social media and there's so much, like, you can just see into everybody's life. Like, I feel like they can read the cap, you know? Mm-hmm. So I want it to stick, and I want it to, like, make sense to the people that I'm singing these songs for. I don't want there to be that disconnect. So I really try, like, I even have had other songs where I just feel like mad people were like, this is the song you need to put on there. But I'm like, are they going to believe that this is me? You know what I'm saying? The people that know me and watch me, or even the people that are introduced to me, if I'm supposed to be like selling you on me, streaming my songs, choose my records, watch my videos, it has to be because you believe it, you know? So I have to be authentic. I just don't feel like it'll work if I don't.
So with your exploration from range to topics to music on this and how honest you are, what is the one thing you want people to take away from this about Coco Jones?
I just want them to never question if I'm that girl or not.
Okay, period.
I mean, and I know I have such a ways to go to actually, like, you know, make my real stamp in the music industry, but I'm a breaking artist, and I want people to take away, like, oh, she's finna be here for a while.
Can I ask a question? I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Quick question. If I need to work with Babyface, okay, what do you say to the naysayers who say that R&B is dead?
Stream What I Didn't Tell You, coming out November 4th.
Do you feel like you're under pressure? Because I know you spoke briefly about proving your talent, like you're all inclusive of talent, and coming from Disney to Fresh Prince, are you almost nervous about how people are going to react to it because they'll be seeing you differently?
I'm nervous about what happens when it's out, you know, like when they can't say like, you haven't put any songs out. It's right there, and watching and seeing what people do with it now that it's out and available. I'm nervous about that. I will say I'm not nervous. I'm just curious to see if they like the sides of me that I'm going to show, like in these visuals and when I perform, because I also haven't really popped out as an adult. Like Caliber was my first single with Def Jam, and then before then I released some songs independently like 2, 3, 4 years ago, you know. So now I'm really grown. I think some people are gonna come see me because they want to see Hillary, and they're not gonna see her on that stage, you know. So I want to win them over too.
How did you name the project?
That's a good question. It was I was trying a couple different names and they weren't given. They really much weren't. But I have a really good team behind me, and I kind of was just like, okay, well, I just want them to get these things about me. They don't know all these things about me yet. They don't know. And so that was kind of like, okay, well, what haven't you told them? They don't know, you know?
So earlier today, when we were playing the songs, and they were saying we could see some people on your EP, some features, but you didn't say who you would want to do a feature with. So who would you want to do a feature with?
Well, I was saying I do think like Lotto would be fire. I want to do like a singing feature, like with all the R&B girls. Like I feel like we don't have one of those anthem type song yet with all the like, one of those type like classic with all the girls on it. Yeah. Of course, I would love to do a song with Beyonce. I need even if she just wanted me to sing ooh and happy to be there. You know? Happy to be like, okay, it's gonna get background vocals. Those are a couple that I can think of.
So the EP has 7 songs. It's a very complete number. But how many songs did you record in mind before you got to that top 7?
Like 50.
What was the process of elimination?
It was hard because the more I go in the studio, the more I like something new that I did. But then there are also records that just continue to like stand the test of time. But I was in the studio. Like when I would leave set, I would go to the studio until I can't no more. Then I wake up and I go to set and I do that all over again because I knew like when the show pops off, I don't want people to be like, oh, that was Hillary. Okay, nice. What else? What else is there for her? I wanted to be like, oh, that's Hillary. Oh, stream now? Okay. Oh, music video? Oh, collab. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want, because I know that first impression for people who have never met me before, they're just going to think I'm an actress,
Were you actually like recording those 50 tracks over the course of while you were actually filming the show? So that whole time?
As soon as I got signed, like in July of last year, we was giving sessions.
And when did you narrow it down to that final 7?
A couple months ago.
So it was a process.
Yes, it was a process. It was, and even like loving songs like ICU, but just the timing feels off, and like building. What was the goal with building the track list? Are we following a theme, or are we trying all these different flavors? Like, what's the intention behind it? So figuring that out too.
So I have a question. I'm sure that different labels approached you. So why Def Jam?
What's crazy? I at the time was working with management, and I feel like we were both kind of like just figuring it out. But what I loved about Def Jam is that they got the vision, Like it wasn't like I had to sell them on me. Like they already were like, we've been watching you, girl. Like, what's up, And I like that support because I've been in label deals before where I was like trying to convince them, like, why did y'all even tell me if I'm still over here auditioning, to be a priority? But Def Jam, they really get it,
Coco, one more question. Trying to walk into, I guess, the career path of an artist and an actress. What advice do you have for them?
I would say you have to really, really love this because sometimes it's not going to love you back. And that should never be enough for you to walk away, But also I would say, like, find other places to place your value. Like, you and God are going to be the most consistent thing. These opportunities, these people who tell you one thing mean another, like, they're going to come and go. So you got to find some consistency in yourself, and that way those things don't hurt you as much. They're going to hurt a little bit, though, okay? But everything that's worth something, it comes at a price.
Coco, I have a question for you. I know you said that
50 songs that we recorded.
That you recorded. So I'm sure you have an amazing team, and how we're listening, they listen with you. Is there any song on the album that maybe perhaps the team didn't feel it should be there, but you felt in your heart, this is a song that I want to make the cut?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say no because I'm very bad at choosing. I love all my songs, I think for me it's more like I respect everyone around me, and if I really was like ready to die about a song, then yeah. But I'm always like open to constructive criticism. I'm very much like a sponge. Like I want to learn, and I don't want to be a know-it-all because I definitely don't know it all. So I would say no. I feel like everything was mutual, or like more people said yes than no.
All right.
So I'm gonna
Time out. Giving me y'all's feedback. It means so much to me. The support. Thank y'all.
Thank you. A round of applause for Coco, guys.
That song with Lotto is gonna be dope. It's gonna
Period.
be dope.
Okay.
Radio.com.